Hello everyone, I'm Tao Winog and I'm actually here to talk about my experience um, in the sports and the entrepreneurship. Do you know that 40% of entrepreneurs start because they want to face some new challenges? We are here today to talk about the link between the sport and the entrepreneurship. For that, we will receive four persons. We will receive Stan Pavis, Bastien Dupuis, Mathis, and Tao Winog. They will talk about their experience in sports and entrepreneurship and the link between them.
Hello to everybody. So I'm happy to present this TED Talk with my colleague Bastien, Tao and Mathis. My name is Stan Pavis. I'm here to talk about my experience of creating a business in the sport industry. Also, I will talk about my vision of sports and extreme sports. In last part, I will say why I think sports is important in the world of business. For me, I practice paragliding and kayak. I created a business 3 years ago in the sport industry. I sell textile for club and association. So first, as I said before, I practice some extreme sports like kayak and paragliding. Also, I practice some sports like basketball or football. Um, I practice paragliding and kayak during the summer. Also, during the winter, I practice some sports like skiing. Um, I practice sports every day, or I try to practice sports every day. So the extra sports helps me to fight against the stress and help me to have more energy in the work. Extreme sports make a lot of adrenaline, and you have to control yourself when you practice extreme sports. I can compare with a stressful situation during the work time. So, thanks to extreme sports, I can easily control myself during a stressful situation. This helped me a lot in the development of my business. As I said before, I create a company and I sell sports equipment to club and association. My business is in the industry of sports, and sports is my passion. I spend a lot of time to practice sports. So my entire life is about the world of sports. I love this life and I don't want to change it. So in my company it's very important to keep a relation with sports. It's why today all my employees practice some sports. For me it's very important, more than the graduates. So all my management is around this. I share the vision of Yvon Chouinard, the creator of Patagonia. He says that he gives time to his employees to practice sports. He gives some break to his employees for going running, surfing, play football or other sports. He thinks that the employees are more efficient when they can do sports. I have the same ideas than him, and it's why today I give time to my employees to practice sports. Also, often I go with them, with my employees, to practice sports. For example, yesterday for lunch I went to play basketball with four of my employees, and it was a very good time. This can help us to discover each other. And for an anecdote, one time I made a job interview during a running session, and I really enjoyed this experience, and I think I will do it again one time. And so, for last part, as a conclusion, I can say that I recommend to practice sports. Sports can bring a lot of things like soft skill or personal development. This is veritable asset to help themselves in their business. As you can see, I have tested this method and I can validate it.
Hi guys, it's Bastien. I'm going to explain the link between sports and entrepreneurship. Everyone knows that sport is good for physical and mental health. It can also improve some extra athletic skills, especially for entrepreneurs. Many parallels can be drawn between sports and business. And as these entrepreneurs have discovered, adrenaline is good for business. There is a strong link between extreme sports and the corporate world. In my opinion, landing a great team can be a really emotional roller coaster. In business and sports, you must be agile, strong, fast, both physically and mentally. You should not be afraid to take risks, try something new, or even ask others for the help along the way. For example, to reach the top in any sport, you need a firm determination. With extreme sports, it's often a matter of self-control and self-determination. In my experience, in big shoot, for example, you are alone with the air, without your coach and without anyone, just you and the weather conditions. The same applies to the business world. Starting a business can be a moment of loneliness. And often your conviction and the way to drive your business are the key factors in getting out of it. When you take a hit, you must come back. In business or sport, it's the same. To conclude, in sport like in your company, you have to get out of your comfort zone to succeed. And after failing a few times, you learn from your mistakes and realize that's not as bad as you thought. So remember you, no pain, no gain.
Hello, my name is Mathis and I will talk about my experience in the entrepreneurship and the extreme sport. First, I will talk about my experience in the extreme sports. I am a mountain biker. It is a very difficult discipline which requires a lot of concentration, because a fall could quickly be fatal. I have already broken my collarbone. I also practice freeride skiing. I love this discipline because it gives me freedom and gives free rein to my expression. But, like mountain biking, requires a lot of rigor. A lot of people will say it's a lot of risk. But who don't take the risk? When you cross the road, you take more risk than me when I ride my bike. And in all this discipline, the goal is to express myself throughout sports by pushing our limits. Secondly, I will tell you about my experience in the entrepreneurship. I created my own company, which is an outdoor sports brand, so I am very involved in the entrepreneurship and I love it. What I like the most about the entrepreneurship is always wanting to evolve, to give the best of us and always learn. There is a link between my passion of extreme sports and entrepreneurship, which is the fact of always surpassing myself and giving the best of myself. These sports also to teach me to be humble, because you never know what will happen. There is no risk zero. In the entrepreneurship, it is a bit of same thing. You always have to be humble and learn from others in order to improve and move forward the life. It is my way of life.
So first of all, I will talk about my experience of ice hockey player. So I played ice hockey for many years, and I think that the biggest lesson that ice hockey teach me is the teamwork, because ice hockey is a team sport and you have to play it with other people and to deal with the strength and the weaknesses of other players. So I think that's the biggest lesson of ice hockey, for me in my entrepreneur career. So yeah, I think that's the bigger thing. But there is also many links between ice hockey and entrepreneurship. We can say maybe that the management of other people. Some people are strong in something, and maybe a little bit less in other thing. So yeah, I think that the management, also always keep your head up and look forward, look to the danger, and finally you have to be fast and agile, as in entrepreneurship, where you have to be the first to do an innovation, where you have to be agile to adapt yourself to the situation, etc. Now I'll talk about my experience of freeride skiing. I think that freeride skiing is a not famous sport, but it's a really good sport for entrepreneurship. First of all, you have to always look forward in freeride skiing because there is a lot of danger. There is some rocks, there is some hole, and you have to ski between them. So you have to always look forward to don't hit them. I think it's a little bit the same in entrepreneurship because you have to go between the problems. So yeah, I think in entrepreneurship you have to look forward for some innovations, or for seeing some weaknesses before they're coming. So yeah, I think it's a really good lesson. Also in freeride skiing you have to analyze your environment, as in entrepreneurship, and to adapt yourself or your company to this problem. And finally you have to aim to the top and stay calm in every situation. This is good for freeride skiing, but I think it's really important in the entrepreneurship too.